Hi Tarot Tribe, it's Ethany and it's Friday. It's First Impressions Friday as a matter of fact, which means I have a new deck to share with you all and we get to explore and have a little looky through and walk through of it. Now I have the Everyday Witch Tarot, which was sent to me by Llewellyn. If you didn't know, my book, Your Tarot Court, is being published through Llewellyn, and they sent me some goodies, and this was one of them. Now, I have a copy of this deck in my current reading rotation, but I didn't do an unboxing or I didn't use it on my YouTube channel, or I don't think I've used it for Oracle Wednesday yet. So I am going to do that with this one, and then I'm likely going to be giving this copy away. So watch out over on my social media platforms and on the Facebook group for the Tarot Readers Academy, because I'm probably going to be giving away the box set. So this is a stunning deck, and which is why I wanted to have a moment and a spotlight moment on my YouTube channel. This is by Deborah Blake, who has written a number of pagan books. I have a number of them in my my bookcase, and the art is by Elizabeth Alba, and she's working on the Everyday Witch Oracle, and I've been following her progress and her amazing sped up versions where she goes through the art, and wow, her artwork is just, it's really stunning. So this is a 78 card deck. We're going to go through the deck and explore the book. I'm going to show you what you get in this gorgeous box set of the Everyday Witch Tarot, and it is published by Llewellyn. So let's swap on over the cameras and get to this gorgeous witchy deck. Okay, so now we're going to go through the Everyday Witch Tarot, and this is a deck that I actually have another copy of, but I hadn't done a video on my channel, and how could I not? It's a beautiful deck by Elizabeth Alba and written by Deborah Blake. And the Everyday Witch Oracle is coming out this year. I already have my copy on pre-order. Now this is published by Llewellyn. Excuse me. So it comes in one of their newer flip boxes with a gorgeous full color book. So we're going to have a look at that. And it has the little, they have upped their ante with the box. Just like everybody else though, I do want them to fix the cardstock. Come on, Llewellyn, you know, if Hay House can give us nice cardstock, you can do it too. We believe in you. Still trying to get rid of this goodness awful blinking illness I've had. Okay, so this is the back. The back is not reversible. That blue though, I love blue. So we have a black cat, and then we have the broom, and we have the hat. All very important symbols. Space clearing, cone of power, familiars. Okay, so let's go through the deck. So the deck is a standard Llewellyn size, and it is standard Llewellyn cardstock. So I know a lot of people hate Llewellyn cardstock. I don't hate it. It does, for me, it does stand up to a lot of shuffling. And I know for myself, and I get that I'm in a position where I can do this, but especially with mass-produced decks, if I really like a mass-produced deck, I will go get another copy, especially when they're on like sale from Amazon, and I will keep one as a more, let's look at the beautiful art and appreciate that, and work the other one to death. So I've done that a number of times because I also appreciate the artwork, you know, a lot in decks. Okay, so the full. So you're going to see a lot of very sort of stereotypical witches imagery in here, like the striped socks, the witch's hat, the brooms, the cats. But this is, what I like about this is it's kind of got that play on, like, not witches aren't hags. These are important symbols, like the cone of power and the witch's hat, to the witch, but it's a little bit modern as well. So I love that it's a play on both. That's what one of the beautiful things about this deck and what I really like about it. I love that it's borderless. If I could have preferences, borderless all the way. I mean, like, look at that. That's like, for me, the perfect Saturday night. Yep. A crystal ball, some ruins, a kitty, candles, tarot, and check out all those books. All that's missing is like a bevy of some description and maybe a good show. The Empress. So we have got the elements of the Rider-Waite-Smith in a lot of these cards, but it's also, there's some really cool new elements too. The Emperor, for example, and I think because I've been working with this deck for a while now, I see certain things. This deck, people often ask me after I've done unboxings, because I do recognize and understand there's a difference between an unboxing and a review. To do reviews, I can actually review this deck because I've been working with it since it came out. This deck reads beautifully. This deck is one of the decks that I love to read for more of my kind of like witchy friends who aren't gonna like scoff at all the cool stripy socks. It is a gorgeous deck to work with. It reads just divinely for me. And because I am a witch, I love, here we have, you know, Orion's belt. We have these constellations with the Emperor. It's so good. And the Hierophant being, you know, this meditative yoga experience here, and teaching a place of inner calm. They're all on the same level, unlike in a lot of Hierophant cards where the Pope or the actual Hierophant in the image is separated from those who are looking to learn from the wisdom. The apostates? Apostles? Apostates? Oh, no, those are two separate words. It's early in the morning. The lovers, the two kitty cat lovers and the two witches, they're joining together. And like, I love, like, if you look, they look like little eyes up there. So that's like the angel and I love this one too. This way, that way, sidecar witch. So again, this throw on like modern craft, and then we have the more traditional strength and that tornado, which really makes me think of Dorothy. You know, the lion, if I only had a heart. Like, such a good symbolic connection to that card. It's just really beautiful. And Elizabeth, I follow Elizabeth on, I think we're friends on Facebook too. I've been following Elizabeth for a long time, and I've been watching her artwork, and she truly is so very gifted. The Hermit, another perfect Saturday night. You know, the owl, and then the fungi on the tree, the rocks. It's just these beautiful piles of rocks. Our tarot friend Joanna Nelson shows these beautiful photos of those. The Wheel of Fortune. And how cool is that too? You've got a number of symbols from like the Lenormand system there. So we've got the book, the heart, the house, got the dice. Then we have Justice, the two cats. She ain't blind in there, she's peeking through. The Hanged Man. Love that it's a lock and key and on a broom. And then there's the locks on the hands as well, but the key is there. So it's like, I will unlock myself. I will Houdini myself out of this when I'm good and ready, and not before. This I adore. This kind of reminds me of is it the Faceless Man? The Faceless one from Game of Thrones? Yeah. Arya Stark. Temperance. I'm gonna eat my carrots, and the cupcake is on the floor. So it's like literally like the cupcakes and the martini, and then we've got carrots and water. Yeah, I see what you're doing there. The Devil. The Devil.
Come, little children, I'll take thee away into the land of enchantment. I love that movie so hard. I'll watch that anytime. The Tower. And like, look at the look on her face. She's like, yeah, I probably was the one who blew it up with the spell. That was my bad. And the star, just so beautiful. That fish. I want that dress. P.S. The moon. Kind of going through this a little bit. I love this deck though, that's why. And I love this. Look at it's like the little kitty cat sees this beautiful midnight panther. The sun. Judgment. Again, come little children, I'll take thee away. The Pied Piper. And then the world. I love that too, because this reminds me of when you are building a cone of power and ritual, and then you release it. It's that releasing of the hat. It's just, yeah, it's pretty great. Okay, so the Ace of Swords. The 2. I'm going to try and speed up my walk through a little bit. Such a great 3 of Swords. I think because for me, I do a lot of writing, and there's a lot of journal entries of like lamenting about heartbreak and relationship breakups. I am very much an expressive person, so I need to speak it out, write it out. The 4 of Swords. She's been there a while. There are some cobwebs. 5 of Swords. Damn it, Becky, that's too many swords in the potion. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. 6 of Swords. Not over a boat, but on a broom. Broom on the broom. And 7 of Swords. The sneaky sneaks. The 8. So if you haven't quite got it yet, I love this deck. Like I said, it's so easy and beautiful to work with. The 10 of Swords. Reaching for freedom. The Page. The Knight. Sick'em Crows. The Queen. And I love how she does not look like a heinous bitch. In a lot of tarot decks, the Queen of Swords gets rather a bad rap, and I like it on here. She's like, she actually looks pretty decent. Me being identifying with the Queen of Swords, I like that. The King of Swords, but it's not all, I understand it's not all about me. That I just see that projection in the Ace of Cups. The 2 of Cups. 3. 4 of Cups. 5. Nobody came to the party. 6. Little cauldrons full of flowers, so sweet. 7. 8 of Cups. 9. Leave the crab alone, kitty, it will get you. 10. That's gorgeous, that one. Page. The Knight. Pretty sure, I'm gonna look up whether that is a dolphin or a shark, because it looks like a shark. I'm stopping to have a look. What are we up here to the Knight? Page, Knight. It doesn't say. Okay, so Elizabeth, if you ever watch this, please tell me whether that is a shark or a dolphin because it looks, anatomy wise, it looks like more like a shark. The Queen, but it doesn't say in the book. King, mermaid in the background. Ace of Wands, Two of Wands, Three of Wands. Now, this deck could use a little bit more diversity. Like here we have the Five of Wands and the Six of Wands, and this is groups of people, but yet we're still seeing quite, well, they're all white first of all, and very thin representations of people. Again, I guess that's going to be the thing that I look at now a lot because of the conversation. So that's Eight of Wands. That would be one thing that I'm noticing in this deck now that I'm kind of going through it like this again. The Nine. It's Ron Weasley. He's broken all the wands. 10. Page of Wands. The Knight, I do like that. It's very kind of like Harry Potter in the Quidditch World Cup. It's very Smaug for The Hobbit. I do like that because this, for me, is the card of the adventurer, which makes total sense. The Queen. Again, these, because of my tarot court and how I read the cards. So the Queen in my tarot court is the performer, and it looks like she's won a pageant or with those, the way she's holding the flowers, so it totally makes sense. And there's like inner beast. And then my King of Wands is the entrepreneur, and look at that, we've got this globe there with papers, so they just, it really fits beautifully. The Ace of Pentacles. 2. So there's a lot of very Rider-Waite-Smith-esque symbolism in this deck. For those of you who, like myself, read predominantly with a Rider-Waite-Smith skeleton, a framework. 5. And it is such a beauty. 6 of Pentacles. 7. Like I said, the only thing is it would be great to see some different body types, maybe a few more elders in there, and definitely more people of color. I mean, it's not, the shading in some of them, you could definitely, they're not all like porcelain white, but it does seem to be could use a little bit more diversity. But it is a stunner of a deck. I want another piece of chocolate cake. Honestly, I think I would eat, no, that's not true. I was going to say I would eat chocolate cake at any time of day. It's going to be a very specific type of chocolate cake. I'm easy, I'm not that easy. Okay, so I'm going to gather these cards up and try not to knock my camera. They shuffle beautifully. Again, standard Llewellyn stock here. Going to cut the deck quickly and maybe it's universe telling me I need some chocolate cake. Okay, universe, I will listen. I will listen. Okay, so this is the guidebook. The guidebook has a lot of room for notes. I've never written in a guidebook like this. I I'm such a I don't know. There's a really good tarot book that's like, use pencil because then you can erase it, which is a good point. So I have actually marked up a few tarot books with additional notes, especially when I get inspired by something or it leads to another thought. So the contents, this is the second printing of this deck. It's been out for a couple of years now. Chapter 1, about this deck and how to use it, how to do a reading, common questions and answers, tarot extras, and then going into the actual card meanings. It's beautiful that it is full color. So we get for each card a picture of the card, the sacred is everywhere, the Hierophant, things to consider, and then some notes. What's beautiful about having a book like this is that, for example, if you're traveling or if you just want to take the book and you're just learning, you want to read it, it's also just such a beautiful thing to look at as well. So you don't have to have the deck on hand with you. I'm just going to see at the end. So at the end here we have the Celtic Cross, three card spread, and then some 1 card spread information. It's a pretty stock standard, how to do a reading, all that kind of jazz. And then the King of Pentacles, just quickly. Work hard, do good for others, and all will be well. You can have your cake and eat it too. See, I told you the universe was telling me to go eat cake. God, and you thought I was just being silly. Well, I was, but... and I like how one of the first lines here, it says, the kings are strong male figures, but that doesn't mean the king card can't represent a woman, although it's less common. Well, I totally debunk all of that in my tarot card. But it depends on how you read the cards, in every way is valid. So my gorgeous ones, I'm going to pop, as always, a link in the description below for where you can get this deck. I'm actually going to be doing a giveaway with this deck as well. So this copy that I have just walked through and done a quick shuffle and shown you, I'm going to be giving this one away because, as I mentioned, I have this deck already and I love to share the love. I understand and realize I am very blessed with how many gorgeous things that I have, and that I get to do this for a living. I get to read tarot and write books and speak and create decks and basically just live my best life. So I do a lot of giveaways. So I'm going to be also giving this away. So watch out for that. If you're watching this video after a time, because the giveaways are usually only open for 3 weeks, go follow me on Instagram at Ethany or Ethany Tarot on Facebook, or go to the Tarot Readers Academy Facebook page, because I always share in there, and you'll get to see when a new giveaway is happening, because I do them very frequently. So thank you as always for watching. This is a stunning deck. Thank you to Llewellyn for sending it to me, and I'm going to be giving this sucker away. May the odds be ever in your favor. Peace.